ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kings and queens, welcome once again to the Return to Black Broadway podcast show. It's your boy, Great Gideon Peoples, aka the Dapper Demon Clapper, one time, and my main man, AJ, Throwback in the building, one
Here.
time. Yes, indeed. You got the flavor that you want to savor. We got special guest today. Main man with the plan, the brother from another mother. Uptown XO man Sniper
Yeah.
B, yes indeed. AKA Bumpy X in the building. You did. But
You
yeah,
already know.
Yo, what's good?
what's up with y'all? Y'all cooling, doing it.
Coolin', man.
Everything,
Same
man.
old, same old.
Yes indeed, yes indeed, yes indeed. Oh, we love it, love it. So yeah, listen, we're gonna get into this whole little situation with Uptown XO and Sniper B, aka Bumpy X. You know what I'm saying? One of the hottest, and when I say hottest, that's precise one time. One of the hottest hip hop groups from the DC, DMV area. You know what I'm saying? All around town. You know, we putting it down. You know, and for that fashion flavor. You know what I'm saying? We got that culture over corporate in the building for y'all one time. You know,
Appreciate that.
like I said, in the spirit of Return to Black Broadway, we got the brands and the fashions and the trailblazing and the music and the shows, and we all around the whole town been lit since
Yeah.
the time. You know what I mean? You did.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So AJ, real quick before we start getting into the situation, tap in with us on the comments to see who we got in the building thus far.
Yeah, man. You know, we had people in early. They was ready for it tonight. Shout out
Oh,
to
okay.
OG the Queen on the check-in. Hold on, if I can pull up her actual comment when she was here. She's actually back. But she said sup. But she said, hey y'all, I'm on the bus on my way home. Hope I can catch some of the show. And she's here again to be able to catch some of the show. So we appreciate you for being the first to tap in. And shout out to Mirror 809 said, hey everyone, peace and light. Appreciate you for tapping in with us tonight. You know what I'm saying? So
Need
people
need
ready.
that.
Indeed, yes, indeed. They in the building, man. You know, like I said, one of the hottest rap groups in the DC DMV area. Everybody know what it is. You know what I mean? These brothers
That's
have
right.
been everywhere. Like, man, everywhere with anybody who's everybody. You hear me?
Hell
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah, I
Look,
definitely
look,
gotta. I definitely. I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I wanted to tap in and make sure I said this. So I don't know if y'all brothers are hip to the sister Star. She's based in Atlanta. She's a lyricist. Did a lot of work with like MF Doom, whole lot of dope lyricists like that. But she put up a tweet one day, and I saw y'all album. She tweeted out y'all album. She was like, yo, these dudes are serious. I was like, when you got respect of like lyricists around the country beyond the DMV, that's how y'all know y'all making some noise. Even though y'all making the noise regardless, but when you start going beyond the area, that's when you know you're doing something. So, you know, I had to make sure that I threw that out there in case y'all weren't hip to that, you know.
Shout out to Star,
Hell
man.
yeah.
That's cool peoples right there. That's my peoples down in Atlanta. Shout out to Star.
Yeah,
Y'all check her music out too. She dope.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely big shout out to her. All day.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, man. So, pivot. Man, listen, it's so many directions we really could go with this because both of these brothers by themselves got banging catalog, and then as a group, now they have a whole nother, you know what I'm saying, set
Yeah.
of just amazing things like that. Just the backdrop and the cinematic flavor of their whole album is just retarded. It's like movie screen material. You hear me? Like, yes, indeed,
Exactly.
movie screen material.
Yeah.
So look, um,
Man.
let's talk to the people real quick about what's the first thing before we even get into the history. What's the first thing that's coming up? You know what I'm saying next for Uptown XO and Snipe, aka Bumpy X. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and jump that in there real quick for the people so they even know what's hopping, you know what I'm saying, while it's already popping. You did.
Immediate future, we got the show, some shows, man, lined up this weekend. Howard Theater with Lloyd Banks. And we in Philly right after that on the 13th. You know what I'm saying? So that's immediate. And then, man, for long term, we got the album we're working on right now. New album, new Bumpy X joint.
Well, yeah, that's y'all second album as a group, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, that shit crazy too. Like same pace, same sound, but a whole different level of intensity. You heard me?
Yeah, I can dig it. Yeah, like I know X offline when we was rapping, and you know I ain't gonna say too much because I don't want to give it away, but I just know it's as far as what Snipe was saying about the intensity, it's some muscle behind the rhythm on this one. To, you know, talk to us about, you know, at least to get people a little sprinkle of what's gonna be different, you know, what's the same or what they like and what's gonna be new. You know what I'm saying? That they might not have caught the last time around.
Snipe, you want to touch on that, Snipe?
Man, it's like the same vibe. It's just on a different level. You get what I'm saying? We still rapping hard as shit, but we out rapping ourselves on the first round. If that make any sense?
Yeah, I think I dig what you're saying. Basically, like it's like make it bet to put it quite plain. I don't know. If I'm telling my age right now, but I don't know if y'all remember the artist Young Bleed that was with No Limit.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was my man. Like went back when No Limit was out. I used to crank Young Bleed. So my whole point is he had a song on one of his albums called "Make It Better Than the Last Time." Make it better than the last time.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Hell yeah. Yeah, so that's what we on. Cause the first shit, it's like, you know, the first shit hit hard. So we gotta, you know, we gotta take it up another level and, you know, make it better than the last time, like you said.
That first joint is like such a classic though. It's like
yeah, it's hard to outdo yourself when you feel like you already made a classic off bucks the first go around.
The second joint is just like already classic. It's just a few finishing touches we gotta put on it. But the second joint is a whole nother vibration.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up. I can dig it.
Yeah.
So talk to us real quick. Which one of y'all want to go first? I'm gonna get the breakdown real quick about in terms of each of you all and what y'all bring to the table, and then I want to talk about y'all again as a group. So like, talk to us. Whichever one of y'all want to go first. You know, Snipe or X. Talk to us about how you got your, you know what I'm saying, start in DC, you know, DMV hip hop, and you know. How that's connected to the culture as far as your, you know, how it influenced you and then how you influenced it. You know, that whole little back. Whichever one of y'all want to go ahead and slide in first on the first response.
Nah, you can go ahead first.
Man, me, like, I was always in the music, you know what I'm saying? And then I got around people very young who put me in positions to actually make music. And it started turning out good. And then I started getting around other people who actually made music, that made good music. So once we started putting together some shit that actually made sense, we started putting it out in the city. And I started meeting some of the good people in the city. That's how I met XO, through the music. I mean, I met him without the music, but through the music too. You get what I'm saying? And people know me from back then, and new people know me from now. And we just building on that platform. You get what I'm saying? We got past fans and we got new fans, and we putting it together and keeping the ball rolling.
Yeah, I have to say on that too. Snipe's point, like I feel honored and blessed to be a part of the history of when he got started as an artist. I actually have
Hell yeah,
known.
because you was one of my teachers back, one of the
Yeah,
teachers
I
back in
was
the
one
day,
of
nigga.
my
Wow.
teachers back when he
Listening
was
to a nigga raps
16.
back in motherfucking Roosevelt, you hear me? And it's like, you got bars,
Wow.
young nigga. You better keep doing that shit.
Yeah, and then from that, here we are.
Hell
But
yeah.
and you know, me and EXO have literally known each other now well over a decade at this point.
Yeah.
Like before Diamond District, before Uptown XO was Uptown XO, when we was both still, you know, getting our chops at the open mics and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hell yeah.
man, wow, that's some history. So like, X talks to us, man. You know, I mean, it's so much that this brother could say, but you know, man, just give him the recap on how you got to it, man.
Man, both my parents musicians. They went to Howard. My grandmother was in the music. My grandfather was a manager of Young Senators Band. Pops, he played with Gil Scott-Heron. And I grew up playing a couple instruments in elementary school, and then started rapping in high school, man. You know what I'm saying? And started moving and shaking down U Street around like 16, and that's where I met YU and Odyssey and all that. You know what I'm saying? Going to the open mic when I was 16 down at Capital City Records because it was all age. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it was at the record store, so anybody all age could go up in that joint. So 2001, 2002, he was down U Street, man. You know what I mean? So it's like you talk about 20 years now on U Street. Slim is about to be a 20. Damn, this year is like 20 fucking years.
Wow.
Hell yeah, that's like that.
God damn.
Yeah. For
Dumb.
That's a blessing,
For a minute.
Hey, 20 years, man.
Yeah.
And I've been blessed to say that I've known you for at least, I would say 15 of those 20.
Yeah, at least 15, yeah, at least 15.
Yeah, yes,
I remember you was around back then with the dreads, and I know I was like 16, 17, 18, at least 18 when I met you, at least.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I was probably about maybe 20, 21, because I know I'm a couple older than you. Yeah. But yeah, man, definitely, brother. So I'm gonna backtrack real quick. XO, you said something about both of your parents are musicians and they went to Howard. Say a little bit more about that, you know, and how that influenced, you know what I'm saying, what you do in your music.
So like well, I guess what influenced my music, mainly being around that, is the exposure to the music that they was playing. You know what I mean? So I would hear the Earth, Wind & Fire as they were playing it, but then like when the band is rehearsing it, I'm in the band rehearsals with the Howard marching band. You know what I'm saying? As a youngin'. And then mom's in the UDC too. So Mr. Cooper that taught at Shaw, he was the music director there, but he was at UDC as well. The moms with the UDC, I was over there. So I got both sides. Then like music, the music director at Baloo, the music director at Wilson, like I knew them dudes since I was a kid. Diallo that took Backyard to Ghana, Africa. I knew him since I was
shout out to Diallo, man.
He went to school with my mother. I known him since 1993. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like, so like, anybody and everybody, man, I know, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm the Lucky Luciano, man. City, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can dig it, man. I see. That's the beautiful thing that I love about all of this, you know, just to kind of bring everybody else into understanding again what this Return to Black Broadway movement is about. A lot of these people they be naming and the places and the landmarks and all that. This is the real DC culture history, right?
Yeah.
like on U
Yeah,
Street
same.
and all the surrounding areas. This is the stuff. Like I'm from the South Side, and I remember me coming from the South Side, going uptown to all the stuff that he talking about right now. And you know, interestingly enough, my parents, you know what I'm saying, went to Howard, ended up going to Howard too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I remember when you did a post like a couple weeks ago, or a week or so ago now, with the Howard homecoming, you had your mom's in her you know what I'm saying, jacket with the, you know what I'm saying, and the front fits it. Just showing the HU history, man, you know.
That was every year. That was every year. We down there every single year. And back then the bands was more intense, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, definitely.
I got to be around all that shit, you know what I'm saying? The band culture, the go-go culture, the street culture, the street fashion culture, the DC hip hop culture, you know what I'm saying? It's beautiful to see all that shit just
Yeah, that shit crazy to be in it firsthand.
yeah.
Hey,
Love this shit, man.
yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing, man. It's so and it's so much because I know you had shared with me one time also offline extra that your pops, speaking of the bands, that your pops was a drummer.
Yeah.
Like and it definitely shows, by the way. Like if y'all ever really paid attention to this dude's cadences, like rhythmically, like it's just one joint off the Bumpy X. I don't let me misquote it, but I just know the rhythm sticks on my head because just you know I play drums as well. Really be like one time, one time.
Oh, frontline joint.
Yeah, that's frontline. That's what it is. I couldn't
Hell
remember it was scheduled.
yeah.
Yeah, like that. But if y'all think about it, that's a drum cadence.
Yeah.
That is a drum. That's drumline material right there. That ain't just no. I can rap.
That's a language. Niggas don't know that when you get around motherfuckers that make music, right? You get to know the language of rhythm. You know what I'm saying? The language of rhythm be sounding like how a nigga be scatting and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like kid. You know what I'm saying? That all that. So
yeah, man. Definitely.
Hell yeah.
I
That
be
whole project we was playing with flows and shit, man.
Exactly.
Just putting all types of shit together. Just man, I'ma rap like this. I'ma do this like this. Hey, watch this. Watch what I'm about to do real quick. And like, damn, fool, you just fucked that joint up. We was doing that shit the whole project. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. All the different cadences and the different rhythmic patterns, and then just blending. Like, I need everybody who watching, from everybody who in town, everybody who watching from out of town, because I know we got some folks from out of town watching. Even if you watching from overseas, you know what I'm saying? Like, understand DC, DMV, all of that culture, the trailblazing and the innovation and the creativity and we are known for blending genres. Like I need y'all to understand, just in a go-go band alone, you got many genres. You got hip hop with the rapper on the mic. You got R&B with the singers on the mic. You got jazz with the different way the musicians is playing the rhythms, and you got funk mixed in there, and you got splices of reggae and rock. Especially when you get to talking about the bounce beats and all of that, and you know, that's rock music, man. You know what I mean? Like, but just with the funky twist. You know, like, and I'm making a point of highlighting that one because a part of the DC, culture as it relates to Return of Black Broadway is we are known, and this is not no sices, all facts. We are known to have some of the dopest actors, some of the dopest singers, the dopest musicians. All of our musicians, you know what I'm saying, me included, get hired to play for, mainstream people because they know that our musicianship and our artistry is freaking fire. It is second to none. You hear me? You know, and Return to Black Broadway was the gathering spot in which we were all able to come together from all walks of the city and the town and the region, no matter what flavor you had to bring. You know what I'm saying? And respecting that and respecting the culture you know, for what it is. You know what I mean? We have not been the followers, we have been the leaders. It's just time for the world to recognize that we've been doing it the whole time.
Yeah, true.
You did. So anyway, real quick before we step into this other little topic, I want to jump in on this whole move. Talk to us about the what we got popping in the comments, AJ.
Yeah, let me roll back a little bit. I was pulling up a few of them, but Mira 809 she had a couple comments. She said each one teach one, talking about your relationship with Snypa B back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Then let's see. She also said, "Yeah, I remember the locks."
Right, shout
And
out to
then
Mirror.
yes. And then just really talking about the, saluting the history of, what both of y'all, what all of us really got going on, and just the history of the city, period, when it comes to music. And then as from OG to Queen, then she also said, "Yo, A1s are the ones you got history with." That's real talk right there. And then shout out to our brother, tapped in a little bit ago, the homie DJ Shane 202 on YouTube, says salute Kings, said XO a living legend, salute King. You know what I'm saying? So definitely
Hell yeah,
getting
that's a
plenty of
fact
love.
like shit.
Yeah.
Yes indeed. And then he also said we are culture creators. I'm trying to pull up the comment. This thing acting real persnickety. Hold on. This comment just came in from OG the Queen. She said, "I swear it's needed to spread it abroad because quote unquote hip hop has strayed too far away from the essence." Absolutely. That's a great comment right there. And then DJ Shane 202, he said, "We are culture creators." That's right. You know what I'm saying? Talking about DC, what we do here, you know. So, yeah, that's what's popping in the comments right now. So people definitely showing love and showing up in the comments. So we appreciate all the love and support y'all show us each and every week right here on the Return to Black Broadway podcast.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay, so real quick, talk to us about how Bumpy X became a thing, because we know about what both of you all have been doing artistically as yourselves for years. When did Bumpy X become a reality and why?
Around COVID, the pandemic, man, we was uptown and accessible, and we just started recording one record, two records, three records, and then we had just had the album. You know what I'm saying? Long story short, you know what I'm saying? Went out to Vegas to complete the album, and then really that started the second album in Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had a whole vibe.
So basically, while we were sitting, y'all, when y'all got a chance to connect, it was a whole vibe just brewing thing, and y'all realized y'all had something that was worth keeping going as a unit. So you just went with it.
Yeah, like we sat down, we made the first jump. Like before we made the first jump, we kind of was like, because XO a legend, rapping ass nigga too. Like he be rapping like shit.
Yeah.
I be rapping like shit. So I was like, fool, you like that? I'm like that. We need to put that together, see what's gonna come of it. We made the first jump. We like, nah, we just got something right there. We need to continue and put this together. Then once that shit started rolling, that shit was like a wheel. Every time it did a turn, it just did the next turn. You hear me?
And before doing the UCB together, I was doing my set type for his song. You know what I'm saying? We was already performing.
Hell yeah.
So then we was like, we need some songs together, for real.
Exactly.
End up making an album together and being in a group together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's tight. And just to even hear how organically that happened, it wasn't like y'all came together ahead of time and was like, "Hey, I've got a plan. We're working on an album. We'll have 10 songs, and then we're gonna," you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah, that shit was all just natural, just wow, grew like a tree. You hear me?
Yeah, man, I love it. That's the beautiful part. That's the beautiful part. Again, another shout out to the Return of Black Broadway movement, man. So much of what we have had and do have to offer the world it came out of such an organic place and how it was created. You know what I mean? Like the way we even do hip hop and rap here in DC is from a space that's organic because we a live music town.
Hell
Like
yeah.
you can't come to DC. This is also a message for any of my artists out here who decide to slide through this area. Please don't make the mistake of thinking that you're gonna be able to grab the crowd just having just the DJ. Unless your DJ has elements of music now, in you all's case, there's elements of live stuff going on in the music. So if you have a DJ, because you have live elements in your music, and because y'all from here, you know how to put on a show. But I have seen artists who are like considered legendary on the mainstream level come here and try to put on a show and got booed off stage.
Well, we us being from here and being in the go-go scene and being around all types of music, that's why our music is like that. Plus, our producer, AB, shout out to our good brother, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shout out to AB, the producer, one of the
You feel me?
sickest, man, the soulful dude, the sickest producer.
Yeah, you know,
in
the
the
sounds
game.
he making for us is just like the perfect canvas to paint the picture. You feel me? And once we would hear that shit, the words would just start spilling out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, that shit was just like dream team shit. You know what I'm saying? If I could put it any other way, it was like some dream team shit.
Yeah, man, that's dope. Speaking of Dream Team, real quick, y'all actually segued into my next little pot without even knowing it. Speaking of being organic, you know what I mean? Yes, and I agree with DJ Shane. I just seen that pop up. Shout out to Shane, man. Love you, brother, for tuning in, man. The no egos when kings get together. That's like a beautiful thing because both of these dudes are equally as nice and equally have, you know what I'm saying, a certain level of edge and bravado to their personality and all of that. But like they able to like connect, you know, because sometimes brothers don't blend together just because if you already known as that dude in whatever section you from, sometimes that get in the way. But like
And
y'all
we
just
talk about that all the time, young. We was like, it'd be hard for a nigga to even make 5 songs. They not even gonna be able to stick with the producer. One of them gonna get mad at each other, and then that shit over. I was like, fool, we'd have made a whole jump working on a second. You get what I'm saying? I talk to you damn near every day. You my brother like shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that. Our dynamic different. So, and we've been kicking it for years before the music even started. Just bang, and then it was like, man, nigga, we around each other all the time. Let's put this shit together, nigga. We already doing this together, bet. You know what I'm saying? So that shit just started clicking.
it's like a genuine camaraderie and brotherhood that I see on y'all, man. Like,
Yeah, man, that's good energy. So you know the energy gonna feed off each other all day.
yeah, shout out to OG the Queen. You know, she said it right. You know what I'm saying? Should never be no egos. That's
Hell
the
yeah.
beautiful part of people who operate from a space of humility.
Yeah.
Humility is important. Is just as important in the game, if not more important than the talent that you riding in on. You know, because
That's
if
true
not,
shit.
like, and that's for all my folks out there. You know, don't mess up your opportunities and deals, letting your ego get in the way. Message. Throw that out there while we riding on this street. You know what I'm saying? You know, you know me, Sniper. I always got to, you know, share and educate in whatever I do. You know, words of how we
Hell yeah.
live. So, speaking of just organic, and speaking of the everything, you know, being influenced by the culture in DC and the way we did it, talk to us about, you know, how y'all got linked in with AB, the producer. Once again, shout out to the good brother AB, man. Like that dude has been making sick with his music since far back. I think I met AB probably maybe a couple of years after I met you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, talk to us about how y'all got linked in with AB the producer. By the way, y'all need to get at my dude AB. If you need them fire beats or some sharp with an engineer, man, my guy is on point.
Hmm? Yeah, my brother AB, man. That's like, when I was on the grind and I was dropping mixtape, uh, I was working with Wale and he ended up signing to Kenny Burns. And I was grinding and I ended up signing to Kenny Burns. Then by that time, AB was the main producer over there. So that's how I met AB. And when I really met AB before, I went and got with Kenny Burns and all that, you know what I'm saying? But when the joint solidified, me and him was just locked in. Legitimate, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you on the team now? Let's lock in every day. Almost like how me and Snipe got the brotherhood. You know what I mean? Me and AB formulated the brotherhood too. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's three the hard way. You know what I'm saying? You know,
yeah, man.
Elu vibe that me and him started, and then we got the Bumpy X. You know what I'm saying? So it's evolution of the whole activity. You know what I'm saying? We just active, keeping it moving, staying busy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You threw some good history back in there for a second when you talked about how you was linked in with Wale.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, talk to us real quick about how you had got linked in with Wale and them and Kenny Burns and them. Like, how'd that come about? You know what I mean?
I was working at DTLI, Peoplez Mall, and Wale was working there, and it was a couple rappers there, but you know that was like a block. I was treating that like a block. There was a lot of traffic, and you know, I was rapping, but I ain't had no music down. You know what I'm saying? And I guess back then I had the one for your brothers, what you want for yourself mentality, because I was selling Wale mixtapes back then. You know what I mean? When he was popping, had a song on the radio. I'm using it hustle in the store. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm already a hustler, so I like being in that vibration. You know what I'm saying?
You
So
said,
now
hey,
Wale,
my bad, not to cut you off real quick. You starting to chopping up a little bit, brother. I was letting you know.
yeah, that music. Where that music coming from?
Oh yeah, that's the background music. That's some of that music from the soundtrack. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I feel like I'm competing with it. Yeah. All right.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. So yeah, like when I was working with him, you know what I'm saying, and he was grinding. I was selling his tapes. You know, like I said, as you know, I wanted an excuse to hustle. That was another excuse to hustle because I ain't had no songs down on CD yet. I just had songs memorized and verses back then, going to true school open mic and just getting in ciphers, and I'm gonna spit two verses and that is my performance. Two verses, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can dig it.
But I wasn't writing like songs and doing all that. I was, but I wasn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know
Like,
you, man. It was just kind of starting to form for real with that part.
exactly. Wale had already had that formulated and already had a song buzzing on the radio, Woody Wop. So when he had that going, that's when I was like, you know what, I need to start making songs. Like songs, and like try to make real records. I already got, I can kill a nigga with a verse, that's no problem. But making records, yeah, you know what I mean? So that's when I just started going in on that, got better, man. And yeah, Kenny Burns, man, called my phone like, X, I see you, you grind, you moving, and yeah. And that was from me grinding, running in the AB, running in the Judah, who was over there in Studio 43 at the time. Wale introduced me to Judah. You know what I'm saying? Judah told me come to this party one day with him and Roddy MC, and me, Judah, and Roddy MC, who ended up being on Studio 43 later too. That's when we first met Kenny Burns at the National Harbor when they first opened it right up at the Art Wino. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
We were doing events at the Art Wino, National Harbor. back in the day, and yeah, that's when I first met K Bizzle, and then we just took it from there, man. You know what I mean? Hey, they was watching me, and then them. It was like, yeah, we need you on the team, bro. Them, then we made history. We made Monumental 2, 1110. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I
Man,
remember all them
speaking
joints.
of any of them, yeah, like all them classics right there, the Monumental 1 and 2, the 1110. Yeah, I remember
what?
when I first heard 1110, I was so geek young. I was like, bruh, all you hear was XO, baby. What?
Yeah.
I was like,
That's my
what
best
is
friend.
this?
It was only 2 albums I did with Studio 43. It was Monumental and then 1110. Monumental 2, I did that on my own. That was like my first independent jump, just me putting that out. You know what I'm
Then
saying?
you didn't, yeah, that was a joint you did with two dope boys, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Partner did that. You know what I'm saying?
that's
Yep.
dope.
I partnered up with them to make sure that when I put it out, it's out on one of the best blogs in hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Mm, mm.
So everybody gonna see it. And everybody did see it. That joint was the Spin Magazine top 50 mixtapes of the year that year, Woody Walk, you know what I'm saying? So we did good, you know. And then Mellow Music Group with Diamond District dropped all that in the midst of all that too.
Yeah.
You know
So real quick,
pulled the
talk.
work.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna say real quick. We before we hop back into some more of the Bumpy X history, I gotta get a recap on how Diamond District became a reality. Shout out to YU and Odyssey, also both what I'm saying, my brothers from another mother. Uh,
Yeah.
like talk to us about that and what it was like doing that whole tour and you know what I mean, like 'cause there's a lot of history and flavor. All of that pops from up out of the whole U Street
Yeah.
movie. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Man, met Odyssey, why you now U Street. And yeah, wow, Odyssey was like, yo, let's get in the studio. Went from the studio to man, you and why you gonna be in the group. Then and we gonna go on tour and we do art, and that's what we did. You know what I'm saying?
So so Odyssey officially initiated saying that y'all should put the group together.
Yeah, and he produced the whole album. You know what I mean? And he put the group together. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, shout out to Odyssey. That's another
Yeah.
brother that's sick with it producer. Slim, I remember I've known Odyssey since before that dude had facial hair.
Yeah. He been
Like
around for a minute.
yeah, like Odyssey was a young dude at the beat battles. You know what I'm saying? I remember back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And him used to dap up and connect. Because I would slide through there. As a fellow producer as well and MC myself. But I remember like Odyssey being a young dude with no facial hair and a rock of hair before he cut it down. And like I remember seeing the reaction that people had when this dude would hit play on the MPC.
Yeah.
Bananas, like and again, one of the things I think I really love about, again, shout out to U Street, aka Black Broadway, is so many of us met so much talent and different type of flavors that came to U Street, and the different ways that we all met and connected with each other at different points.
Yeah.
It's something very unique and special about that. You know what I'm saying? And then also speaking to Black excellence, how even how me and Snipe met was on a student teacher relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so many interconnected pieces. Words what we talked about on the very first episode about the history behind Black business and how Black Broadway was very much so like its own Black Wall Street type of scenario during the era of the 20s and beyond. During those early days in terms of Black enterprise, in terms of Black theater, in terms of Black culture and activism and in, fashion, and in, cultural expression and arts education and fine arts and street arts. I mean, we could just keep going. It's all there. It's all connected. It's all interconnected as a part of who we are. So yeah, speaking of, real quick, we're going to take a quick pause before we dig into the rest of, what's popping with Bumpy X and give y'all a quick music break snippet. AJ, you know what I'm saying? What you got for us on the snip, bro? Because we got, man, this documentary, a soundtrack, we got endless music. Not only did we have the R2BB Cypher Jam Part 1, 2, and 3, which, by the way, we dropping 2 and 3 of the visual and short film, coming up in the next few days. And also, we got endless singles coming at y'all. We got interviews. We got show clips. We got behind the scenes footage. Like, it's crazy right now. Like I said, when I say whole town lit, that is no size. It's DC is on fire. Like, shout out also to the big homie who actually starts out part 2 of the R2BB Cypher Jam, Priest the Nomad. He just dropped his album Receipts, and he got a listening party situation going on tomorrow up at the Alice in Adams Morgan. Another extension of our culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So real quick, what you got for us on the music drop, AJ?
Hey, it all depends on what you wanna give them, man. You know what I'm saying? We got plenty of stuff to give them, just to give them.
Okay, so
snippets.
right. That's why I say it's like eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So real quick, before I want to jump into y'all bars on the R2BB Cypher, but before that, we're gonna give y'all a sneaky piggy swing back into action with a sneaky piggy for one of the singles we got coming up. Also, XO and Snypa are gonna be featured on a couple of the other songs of the soundtrack. One of them, which being is this joint we got coming from now on. You know what I'm saying? We about to go ahead and lay that down real soon and tighten it up with a bow. So real quick, check this new joint we got coming. We gonna give y'all a little bit of flavor featuring Cash Aminos, new brother from out by the Kentland area, and also Reese the Realist, brother from Glendale. Shout out, to the expansion of the DC culture, to the DMV. Shout out to all our Maryland and Virginia cousins. You know what I'm saying? Like XO said, though, I just want to be clear, and this is no, as they say, no shade or no slight to anybody outside of the city. If you hear us distinguish the difference between DC and DMV, it's not to slight anyone on any side, because we all are part of a large family as a region. Like I said, Maryland and Virginia, they are cousins. But we have to make sure we're clear, like XO said, what's DC, because Maryland brings their own thing. Virginia brings their own thing. DC brings their own thing. That's what makes it DMV together. You know what I'm saying? You can't have the DMV if you don't know what the D is, you don't know what the M is, and you don't know what the V is. You did. So yeah, this distinguishment is not to separate or divide as in to pull people apart, but it is to show how all the pieces make the whole. So with that being said, check it out. Acceleration Point.
See, right about now, we gotta push the pedal with this acceleration point. Y'all don't even know what time it is. We grind hard, mashing, moving, making it happen. Talk to them, let's go.
Love. Now ain't it inspirational? All the barriers they put in place, I be breaking through. Got verses on my verses for real, and I got pages for the body of the young calf with the mind of a Major boy, ain't never planning on stopping. Even when I'm paid in full, it ain't no retirement. I'm forever making moves. Life gave me lemonades, I planted seed for the crew. Break it down with the fam and twisting up by the pool. I done played the game, played some roles. I done played the fool. The ones that ain't for me show their hand. Already knew it's backgammon over chest. Gym study, major move. Build an empire, run the trust. The music make you do. It's bigger than liquor, house party, gossip, and table food. Politicians want to steal your rights. They be hating you. Our community still important. We gotta save the youth. A lot of history been distorted. I gotta bring the truth. I'm calling out to the universe. It's time to bring the truth. Don't worry about me lacing boots. I do this in some business shoes. Do it in the ballroom or maybe in the booth. For sure.
Yeah, once again, that's that acceleration point, so we got coming at y'all. So, real quick, before we jump into the bars off the Cypher joint, let's see what we got popping, with the people, man. Tell us, I don't want to check back in with the folks. It's been a little while.
Absolutely. So, Mita, 809 had a couple comments. She said, Elu was epic too, and then she also said it's cool because AB XO sound and XO Odyssey got a dope sound too. Then let me see, OG the Queen, love this comment. It's real simple to the point, but Black Renaissance, that's it right there. You know what I'm saying? That's what the whole, really any movement that we have, whether it's Return to Black Broadway, whatever it is, it's all about a renaissance. You know what I'm saying? It's major moves going on in the city right now, and all across the country though. You know what I'm saying? Mita also said Reese been doing it for a minute too, and then she said that's the most respectful way I've ever heard it explained. 100. You know what I'm saying? Because I think having it explained that way really kind of sort of it frames things in terms of it's not a thing where DC is necessarily trying to like diss Maryland or diss Virginia, but like we all bring different flavors, you know what I'm saying? And DC just has a slightly different flavor from Maryland and Virginia when it comes down to it. As somebody that grew up in the city as well, like I see the difference. As somebody who has had to have conversations with different artists from Maryland, from Virginia, like there is a difference, you know what I'm saying? But we all, when it comes down to it, we all are a movement and we all a part of the movement. So, I definitely appreciate that explanation as well, my brother.
Yeah. I want to, on the subject, I want to touch on something because Mira highlighted something that I guess I think deserves some attention. So, as it relates to DC culture, because I know most people who are out from outside of the city or even other regions, we kind of are known for having a certain type of edge to the way we do things, the way we express ourselves, the swag, the clothes, and as far as what you were speaking of, Mira, where at times you might hear DC cats express the whole differentiation of how they feel about the DC versus the DMV aspect. A lot of that, historically speaking, as it relates to Black Renaissance and Black excellence and Black history, a lot of that stems from the fact that, again, people, our tags say taxation without representation. Now, as it relates to art and culture, what that means is that oftentimes, just like to the point of what we're speaking on Return to Black Broadway, we have set a tone for the whole rest of the way the world moves, and people come in and snatch off of the culture and throw our name and our stamp on it, and then even all the way down to when if you happen to be somebody who went to college or whatever, and you got people who be like, where you from? Oh, I'm from DC. And you be like, what part? And they say what part, and it be like Perrywood. And you be like, bruh, stop playing. Not because you hating on Perrywood, but simply because DC has always been siphoned off of without us getting credit for our work. And so what happens is, Tupac had explained it like this. It starts off, we are hungry, please let us in. We are hungry, please let us in. And after 5 different times of saying that, then it's like, I'm walking the door, I'm busting and blasting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if y'all ever seen that interview of Tupac, but he basically was explaining how after a while, there's a certain aggression that comes along with feeling like people are taxing off of our culture without us being represented. And
Yeah,
then
that's a fact.
putting our name on it, but it be somebody who not even from there. Again, not because we're hating on where they're from, but just don't use our name, our culture, our flavor. Don't give us credit for or put our name on it, but no, you're not from there. Pull a Wale move. Wale never said he was from DC. He made it known he was from Maryland, but that he had homies in DC. And he repped the culture just all the same. But he never came off faking like he's representing something that he never paid a toll for. So I digress. I had to just go there right quick because I know some people who don't understand the aggression. They don't understand the frustration. They don't understand the gentrification that we've experienced where half our town gets ripped up in landmarks and things. Let me tell you, the whole reason why it's a return to Black Broadway is because it was a whole segment of time where we fought it as long as we could, but gentrification literally shut down our whole entire scene for a while.
Yeah.
Historical fact, the whole U Street scene was shut down. No more Bohemian Cabins, no more Up and Up, no more Indulge, no more Tropicana. I mean, you can keep going. You know, Pure was probably one of the only few clubs that was still out there. You know, shout out to Pure Lounge, better known as Bar None, on the U Street Black Broadway historical tip. But, you know, we doing this because we celebrating us. We you know, for years we waited for others to recognize and celebrate it, and they came and stole what we had, but they didn't celebrate us in the process. And then they moved in all the people in our town, and even our elders, tricked some of our elders into selling their property, the whole nine. Just getting on, you know, black enterprise and big business. Because, like Brother AJ explained, Black Broadway at one point was actually an affluent black enterprise business area.
Yeah. I mean, remember we had the conversation how that was the hub of the movement where the Panthers used to be in the 60s and 70s, right there at the Reed Center. And then it turned into the hub for the black rap movement. And you was a Bama to rap. You was a Bama to be a Panther. You was a Bama to be on your black man back to Africa shit. You know what I'm saying? But that was one of the heartbeats of the whole movement. U Street is born off black culture. You know what I'm saying? Georgia Avenue, 14th Street, motherfucking 16th Street, all the way over, up and down. You know what I'm saying? Y'all from the area, you know what that shit used to be. Some of that shit is mixed, but a lot of that shit was black.
Yeah. So,
You know,
yeah,
that
that.
actually,
Go ahead, AJ. My bad.
yeah, that actually brings up a question for both you Sniper and you XO, because y'all are Uptown dudes. You know what I'm saying? Basically, growing up around that area, XO, you spent a lot of time like really making your name on U Street. You know what I'm saying? Like thinking about all of those things we just was talking about in terms of like the energy of Black Broadway, the energy of U Street, the energy of really kind of sort of Uptown. Like I feel like Uptown produces a different kind of artist, a different kind of hustler, a different kind of like just person, period. So like dig a little bit more into like really being connected, being that close to that energy of Black Broadway, of U Street, how it fused the both of you artistically, as entrepreneurs and as men, period.
You can go first, Zach.
I don't think he I think you muted, bro.
You got your mic muted, probably.
Yeah, I think you hear me?
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
I was saying that energy, man, like the energy that's down there on 14 U is just like it's a different vibration down there. And it's like a portal. Anybody that go down there in that portal, they're gonna be just like transformed when they come out of that world. You know what I'm saying? It's like once you go in that portal, you in another world artistically. You know what I'm saying? It's like freedom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like that's where people went to go be free. When like you said, Snipe, back when it wasn't cool to like do the rap thing, that was a world right there that existed that Native Washingtonians didn't even know about. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
A new dimension of the culture was being formed that we was a part of. You know what I'm saying? A new book of Genesis. You know what I'm saying? Musically, was written in the city with us. You know what I'm saying? Or we in the First Testament, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
as far as like, man, the nonchalance and the black Indians, and I put up a post the other day with Wale, and he was shouting out everybody and shouting me out, and it's like, damn, OB Tribe and everybody, you know what I mean? It was like, man, yeah, like this the beginning of something that can be like, you know, like 50 years from now, it's gonna be crazy. You know what I'm saying? We may not even be, well, we're gonna be talked about, of course. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, like, we may not even be talked about though. You know what I'm saying? It's so much ahead of us. It's not that much behind us, but it's so much ahead of us that we may even be forgot about. But look how great we are now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we this great now with this much behind us and that much ahead of us. You already know what's ahead of us is going to be greater than what it is now, much greater. And as time go on, it keep getting greater. From 2008 to 2018, it was like, damn. It got in 2008 or 2000, niggas was like, can the DC artists get on? 2008, niggas was like, can the DC artists still get on? 2018, niggas knew a DC artist can get on. And by 2018, more than one DC artist was like on.
Mm-hmm.
Fat Trails and Shy Glizzies and Gold Links. And now the R.A. Lennox is coming out, and you know, people was embracing the culture. Glizzy, everybody's saying Glizzy now. So it's like we the culture. You know what I'm saying? We affecting the culture, and we the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody saying it. So it's like it's a perceived value type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Once everybody start looking at the city for what it is supposed to be looked at, because they didn't know about the history before, and the representatives like Wale, Shy Glizzy, Fat Trail, they subject matter in their music. I guess it wasn't even enough of explanation. You know what I'm saying? Until they got like in a certain accumulation of it to understand what it was. You know what I'm saying? It took an accumulation of explanations to get the outsiders to understand what it was. Now they like, oh, I like DC. Oh, I understand it now. They got their own music, and they be rapping too though, but like they got their own music though, and they got their own food, they got their own culture, their own style of dress, their own slang. Like, hold up, like, nah, DC the shit. It ain't just the monument in downtown and these museums. Shit, you know what I'm saying? That's not what DC is. I was with somebody the other day from the radio. I don't even want to say her name, but she was like, yeah, such and such trying to get me in the go-go. I'm like, damn, you ain't never been to the go-go?
Oh
She was
wow.
like, nah. I was like, you ain't never really been to DC then. She was like, what you talking about? I've been to DC for 8 years. Did this, that, and the third, and what are you out? And I said, no, you've never been to DC ever in your life.
No.
Going to
Ain't been to a go-go, yeah.
You haven't been to the go-go, you've never been to like Washington, DC. Real live,
Right.
because that's the place where the culture is gonna be there, and it's purest form and the highest concentration of the culture is gonna be in the go-go. As far as the people that come there, the way they dressing, as far as the music, as far as the way people talking and all that. So the purest form of the culture is gonna be found in the go-go. Outside the go-go, with gentrification going on and this, that, and the third, you're not gonna see the purest form of the culture express itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Bullshit.
you're gonna have to dig too deep for the people. You know what I'm saying? The people ain't really out as baby.
Yeah.
Where you gonna find them at? You ain't trying to go there.
Exactly. Like to get it all in one, like you can't read about the culture to know what it's about. You gotta be there to know. Like you can't read about snow if you never seen the shit. You gotta be in a motherfucking snowstorm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I told her, if you ain't been to the go-go, you ain't never really been to DC.
Yeah. I always say you can know something academically or you can read about it academically, but until you actually experience it, you don't truly know it for yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, you definitely gotta know it from the hands-on experience. Like being at a go-go, from the I guess I can say from the audience end and from the stage performance end. So like something you ain't never experienced in your life.
Yeah.
Like, like I tell people all the time as it relates to how DC hip hop culture blends in with the way we do our live music. The breakdown is like this. I actually taught this one time in a master class. The lead talker is like the MC before it started becoming more about lyricism in hip hop, like the early to mid '80s. Where everybody, somebody come on, well, I said, heard about, yeah, I said a bad guy. The call and response, that whole MC thing, that's the lead talker. The band itself is the turntable that the lead talker is basically the MC and the DJ all in one person.
Yeah.
So the lead talker is the MC hyping the crowd, and it's the DJ finding what spot in the record they about to, and then what part of the groove they gonna hold and keep that going. That's the go-go beat.
That shit James Brown was doing first.
Yep.
That's right.
Big G is the only nigga that is doing the shit that James Brown used to do. Like the lead talking the go-go bands is the only niggas that's keeping the James Brown style of performance alive. Niggas don't even know that shit.
Hell yeah.
That's right.
When you see James Brown perform and he be like Hitman and he's actually producing the record live. I mean, the record is already produced, but he's actually reproducing the record live as far as he's manipulating the record at will with call and response. But when he make a call, the band respond. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
When he gives certain when he do certain cadences and do certain hand motions, the band reacts. So when you hear Big G say drop down, and you hear Bugs do his motherfucking little, you know what I'm saying? 2 little double tap jump, you know what I'm saying? And then go back to the pocket. It's like the same shit, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I stamp. That's real. It's literally like Big G or whichever lead talker from whatever band you listening to. He basically like taking that point on the record and being like, oh wait, I'm gonna keep this part of the record going so it's grooving. And then taking another turntable and then splicing in another part, but he just saying it on the mic instead of scratching it with his hands on the turntable.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And then, like you said with James Brown, we got hit, but yeah. So basically, you got that.
Oh, the songs.
Yeah, the whole song. Well, yeah, come on. you know, a 3 times. That's the same thing. What you said is James Brown. It's just slower because it's like the go-go funk and the hip hop cadence tempo of our generation is where the ride is, but the concept is the same.
Yeah, and I
And
think
then
James
you
Brown.
got, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I think James Brown is probably one of the best comparisons to Go-Go because James Brown understood pocket. You know, it was a different kind of pocket, but he did understand pocket. You know, and I think when you're a director in that way and you have a band that's totally in sync with what you're doing and they know what to do, when to do it, you know what I'm saying? Like XO said, you know, you throw up a hand signal or you'll say one word and the band knows exactly what to do when you say that one word. It's the same thing at Go-Go. You know what I'm saying? Well, like as soon as you say hold it, you know what I'm saying? Whoever on percussion, whoever on the drums, they know what to do when you say hold it. You know what I'm saying? The rest of the band, they know what to do when, you know, you tell one person hold it. You know, you holding that beat.
Look. Hey, Skillet, so.
Right.
All of that.
Look. Hey, Stuffy, he ain't ready for the. Like,
right.
It's like literally, like this dude, like, he ain't never lied because G literally has. That's a great example because big shout out to Big G from Backyard, by the way. If you watching, brother, love you, man. Saying, you know, we've been putting up prayers for you. You know what I'm saying? So this dude, like, I'll never forget the very first time I heard and saw Backyard live. I think I was at. Lord, I'm telling my age now. Dino's. Y'all remember Dino's?
Oh, yeah.
No, the first place I want to say I saw Backyard was the Ibex. Correction. Ibex was my very first place I actually
I'm like, damn, you was hand dancing at Dino's? You old as shit.
Yeah. Nah. I you know what it is? I started going to see Backyard at it used to be called, remember, it used to be called the Met, and then they changed it to Dino's.
Mm-hmm.
So I started going to see Backyard at the Met probably like the end of high school years. But my first times ever seeing them was at the Ibex. And I just remember hearing this dude, this big 6'6" dude who looked like he should be star player for some basketball team, just grab a microphone, and y'all know, because everybody knows Big G is taller than me. I'm 6'3.5", almost 6'4". Big G is taller than me. This dude has this super large microphone just standing in the back. You don't really barely even see the dude because he behind the whole front line, just hey, what's up, hey, and then the whole mic go hey, and next thing you know, the whole band, I was like, what is that? Slim, I lost my mind because it was like a sound that you had never heard before. Like, there's no lead talker you ever heard bring that type of flavor. Speaking of what you were saying about Uptown and how Uptown, you know, what Uptown produces. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the way, the energy in which he has been able to move an entire room. Like, literally, I have watched the whole room go into a frenzy just off that dude being, well, hey, what's up, hey? And then, like, the beat drop.
You ready for that?
And then the whole room just go bananas. I mean, from the front wall to the back, everybody just, whoop. I mean, it almost looks like, it's, you know, as far as African tribal drumming and culture and vibration, it almost like everybody goes into a trance, a tribal dance of a sort. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just with a modern beat backdrop. But if you look around a room, have you ever stopped while you was just at a go-go and enjoying yourself and just stopped to look around the room to kind of just see what's happening with the energy in the room?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Motherfucking ripples in the water. Everybody it's mostly liquid. So when you get that penetration, it's gonna make the water vibrate. You know what I'm saying? Once you pebble in the water, you see them ripples and shit. That's what the crowd do in that music though. Go through the crowd and shit. You can't help but move. And the go-go was the only party where motherfuckers is like really dancing and shit. You go to the club, niggas don't be dancing and shit like that. Niggas be
I
in
was
the
literally thinking the same
popping,
thing.
they be
Yeah,
popping bottles, standing around, smoking and shit, woody wop, and in the club, jai like tight. You know what I'm saying? In the go go, everybody fucking grooving, dancing. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody like standing
enjoying themselves.
uptight.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody uptight trying to look cool in the go go. Like you can't do that. The music is gonna vibrate and make you move literally.
yeah. Like even if you a super square dude or you know super conservative square whatever male or man or woman whatever when you hear that you be like
Yeah,
It's a wrap.
it's to the point where you get the tap of your toe moving your neck you can't even help it you get a little shoulder bump like
yeah. When we consume music, the original way to consume music is live. It was no motherfucking speakers and shit and headphones and all that shit. Back in the day, the only way to listen to music was to go see somebody actually perform the shit and play instruments. Wasn't no
Yeah.
speakers and it wasn't no mics. People was singing, had to project and all that shit. And the original way of performing and the original way that people consume music. You know what I'm saying? So now when we started going to parties in high school, I started realizing why, like, damn, that's why nobody was dancing and shit like that because the shit was coming out the speakers. And by that time, it was digital, it wasn't analog. So the analog would give you at least that live feel, that vibration, at least coming through like the vinyl and shit like that.
Hmm.
Then when it crossed over to digital, it really took the feeling out the music, which it lower people vibration. The way as though we're not vibrating. We're not even moving in the party. We're not grooving and shit. You know what I'm saying? But when you
Yeah.
hear that fucking go go, that shit make a nigga move. Everybody is dancing and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So
Hell yeah.
that's that live music shit. You gotta hear that shit clap for real. That you gotta hear that shit. That shit coming out the speakers ain't gonna fucking cut it. People don't understand that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's that
Yeah. And
instrumentation.
Yeah.
yeah
because
man
even to that point, like as a DJ, having DJ parties here in this area, it's a huge difference when you play the stuff that's on the radio versus even if you play a go-go song from say like an MP3. It's a huge difference because
Yeah.
it's still the energy of the instrumentation that's
Yeah.
there that people recognize that people want to connect with because the beat, the pocket, all that stuff is there. You know, it's almost like a call and response between the energy of the music and the people. Even though
Yeah.
you might not have somebody actually saying call and response like out
Exactly.
loud. You know what I'm saying? It's a call and response between energy when it comes down to it.
yeah
Exactly.
what you was about to say Snipe
I wasn't saying that.
oh I thought I heard you was just chiming in all right but yeah.
Yeah.
So real quick, so speaking of the go-go and the hip hop flavor, let me just to tie into what y'all just said. So on the breakdown of what we were just saying about the go-go, so the lead talker is the DJ and the MC all in one person. The whole band itself is the turntable with all the information and the vibration and the music on it
Yeah.
and the grooves. Now, the rapper on the front line is the hip hop element being spliced into the funk groove.
And them niggas be freestyling. Los, Killer Cow. Them niggas be freestyling. Freestyle fucking masters. You wanna know what an MC is? You gotta listen to the nigga Low from motherfucking BYB. That nigga like be freestyling that nigga's one of the best rappers in the city, hands fucking down.
Yeah. Side note, speaking of, do y'all remember when you speaking of freestyle, just showing again the history of how go-go and hip hop has always been blending together in the way we do it in our town. Y'all remember I don't even know if they still do this anymore because I haven't been back in such a long time. Um, But remember, they used to have the whole first half was like a freestyle session where Los would kick it off, then G would go, and then they would have, remember B.O.B., because I know y'all know some of these cats because y'all from Uptown. B.O.B., Rico, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them cats that used to rhyme and spit on the freestyle session. A couple of times I went up there. I'm actually on, speaking of the Met and Dino's, take from like, I think like 9-7 that I'm actually on there freestyling with B.O.B. and them. But yeah, man, freestyle sessions galore. They like, I'm talking about MC after MC after MC the whole first half. You know what I'm saying? And then they would get into the crank of all of their grooves and songs everybody known for. Oh, another thing I gotta, man, how many times, and y'all can testament to because y'all from here, how many times it might have been a song that was on the radio by a known mainstream artist that maybe we hadn't gotten across to us yet, but you heard that song for the first time when the Go-Go Band hit it.
Yeah,
a lot of times.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
I got hip to Onyx's. I mean, I thought their singles was dope because they played them or whatever, and it was the popular thing at the time. But I remember becoming totally hip to Onyx's whole catalog from listening to B.O.B. Rise, rise,
stay out of my way. That jump.
Yeah. Had a bad day. Doing the whole Sticky Fingers voice, man. What?
Gun clappers.
Yep, all of that.
Gun clappers.
Yeah, and instead of them saying, a New Yorker, they would be like, "Whole bot, nigga." Yeah, man, like the flavors, man. The singers in the Go-Go Band are like the splice of the R&B soul that's being put in there.
Yep.
So you got the R&B soul on this with the singers on the front line. You got the hip hop rap culture with the lead rapper Mike on there. Then you got usually somebody who's backing up the lead talker, so he's the hype man at the time when the lead talker is running the point, and then the lead talker is the DJ and the MC and the
Go-Go,
band.
black
Yeah.
Go-Go, the only black-owned music industry. Ain't no corporation involved with that part of black culture. The only part of black culture that no corporation got no fucking hands on. They don't even know what the fuck to do with it. They can't do shit with it because it's too wild. It's too raw. It's too underground. It's gonna stay. It's meant to be underground. It's not really meant to be mainstream because it's meant to be an example of what this shit is supposed to look like. Keeping shit in its truest form and not selling out. Like hip hop, seeing what the fuck that did. Go-Go ain't do that shit. Go-Go was right there with hip hop the whole time though. Heavy D was sampling this shit. Salt and Pepper was sampling this shit.
Kid and Play.
Curtis Blow, Kid and Play.
Yeah.
Right there the whole time.
All the way up to Timberland and Pharrell and
Def Jam and all that shit.
Now I will say this though, as it relates to our culture, and if you were to try to package it in such a way, I think what we need to do as far as building moving forward on what we've accomplished thus far with Black Enterprise is they took the style of what we were already doing and they put it in their beats, they sprinkled it in their clothing wear, all of that, and then sold it back to us. So the rollout joint, for example, we touched on that in the last episode where Jason was talking about Essence. That boom, 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 boom. That's why they hired Essence, because they needed us to recreate that sound at a live venue. So why aren't we doing go-go covers of our own songs?
I am.
Bingo! look, my man, I said, My man said, yeah, man. To talk to us real quick about that XO, and then we gonna get into these bars real quick about within the song before we close it out. So
Yeah.
talk to us about how you been doing that, because I've been talking to people about that formula for years. You know, doing go covers of your own hip hop music.
Yeah, I want people to see my performance live and get the live feel, because I seen when UCB was doing that with Wale with his records, that's what really put him on the map as far as like making people feel what the fuck he's saying. They felt that shit because the live instrumentation, the show, the performance was undeniable as far as like putting on a real show. You know what I'm saying? You need that band up there to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was up there in the early stages of UCB and Wale, and the songs he put out on his mixtape. UCB was performing them joints. You know what I'm saying? And that's what got shit lit. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, that's the formula right there. No bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that shit work.
Yeah, it does work. What you
And
about to say, Snipe?
the
Yeah,
release party,
that shit work.
the release party
You
I
know?
had Snipe before we even did the album. I had Snipe perform at the release party I did for the Culture Over Corporate joint at the warehouse, and I performed with the band and did songs from Culture Over Corporate, like with on some go-go shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
was back then and trying to execute that vision, and we still gonna do that shit. That shit just take a lot of work, organize that band, and
yeah. It's more bodies and things involved. Did we lose Snipe? Yeah.
I think it's just a going in and out. It did
yeah.
that before. So there you go.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
my bad. Somebody had called me real quick.
All
But
right.
yeah, UCB already hit XO songs. They be hitting one of my songs too, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you got here, we come from an era where they don't respect you if you rap anyway. Like, it wasn't cool to rap. You had to be with a band. So naturally, being from DC, the go-go swing gonna catch you. Like he said, once you hear that tone, it make you move. So once they hear our song with that tone, they moving. Then they hear the lyrics, they like, oh, this nigga spitting. And we coming different. You know what I'm saying? It ain't your ordinary. It ain't what you expect to hear when you hear a nigga rap. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
With
Absolutely.
both of us.
Yeah, with both of y'all, definitely.
Yeah.
So, real quick, let's can you think we AJ, we could queue up the verses for this for matter of fact, starting from Snypa B's verse, because I know y'all right in the same section on part one. By the way, if y'all have not already checked out that part one of the R2BB Cypher Jam, please go back and peep it so y'all can keep in step with the storyline, because it is not just a music video, it's a whole short film. We got skits and segments going on, in each part, just showing just the power of the culture and the unity of everybody coming together, and there's all the different little moves behind the scenes, funny, clips. We even got a couple of blooper scenes that we pulled up, all of that, man, for y'all. So Uptown XO and Snypa B, aka Bumpy X, are featured on the R2BB Cypher Jam Part 1. So we're gonna go ahead and pull that up and play that for y'all real quick, just to get a recap on their contribution to Part 1, and then we're gonna talk about these bars, and then after that, we're gonna hop back on the comments, check in with the people, and then close out with highlighting some things from you all's brand, culture over corporate, and what's the other name of the joint? Snipe, help me again. I know you put out another project called Gorilla. I forget the last part of it.
Gorilla Tape.
Yeah, it was the Gorilla Tape joint.
But now I just dropped a whole bunch of singles too this year, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, I just been, because
I
we've
could.
been focusing on the Bumpy X project, trying to keep that rolling. You feel me?
Yeah, dig it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just want to highlight all of that. So, are we ready to roll, brother?
We sure are.
All right. So, one time, give y'all the recap on Uptown XO Snypa B, aka Bumpy X. We're gonna play y'all, you know what I'm saying, these verses real quick off the part 1. R2BB Cypher Jam, Return to Black Broadway podcast show, R2BB movement. We out here. Whole town lit. Hit it.
My hospital hour, aim the weapon at a coward. Won't see me work no job letters for 99 an hour. Keep the dog on, cause these fools let it get they frog on. Money long, try and call my phone, I cut the scale low. Profit oscillation, no 1901 containment. Ho, I'm ganja blazing and dressing like I'm headed to a banquet. I'ma click the terrace, baby. But Georgia Ave raised me, that's the same block that paid me. It's probably where my grave be.
Hey, 574's on, eyes wide closed. My high post to be comatose. Nothing but Zaza flows of my iPhone. Street center birds, man, I got both. When Biggie became a ghost, I applied my folks. But took a different approach, supplied my folks. Made my impression, shit, why do I still post? On the block with Instagrams, like I ain't got ghosts. When I said that to myself, it was time to grow. My school flow, nigga, it's my 2-0. So, when it's time to remote, to see how you roll. Woo, what am I style folks, nigga, y'all too froze.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. The flavor that you want to savor. So, talk to us about, man, like, let's get into these bars, man. So, which one of y'all want to go first, man? You know, just get a breakdown on what these bars was even about, where y'all was coming with, what y'all was feeling, what y'all was thinking, you know, the studio session, the vibe, all of that. What was it like for you, you know?
I mean, I had jotted something down, and then remember you was like, nah, you supposed to like talk about the city and shit. I was like, oh man, fuck. So remember I had rolled my J, went outside, wrote something new. But I was like, let me put something together to let niggas know, like, cause like you said, you know, I've been around. A lot of people don't say it, but you know, child legendary out here. Niggas know me, you know what I'm saying? Like, in a lot of aspects in the city for a lot of different shit. You get what I'm saying? So I went outside and I was like, let me just put down my DC flavor and spit it how I know other niggas ain't going to spit.
You got a call again.
Uh-oh. Somebody said ring, ring.
People always want to call when you in an interview.
Right.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I'm back, motherfucking. I was like, let me spit the jump so I can come different, and niggas could be like, okay, yeah, he brought a different flavor to the jump, but you know, it was basically just explaining, you know, uptown shit. Born Howard Hospital, you know what I'm saying? Georgia Ave, U Street, 14th Street, like these the streets I grew up on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be out here, niggas know me. This face, niggas seen it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah. Now, okay.
Motherfucking.
Talk to us about it was a line, you know, just to also get into the I guess the depth of the mind frame of these brothers when they talk about uptown culture. Like, there's a line in your bars. You say, "I keep the dog on me because these fools love to get their frog on."
Keep the dog on because these fools love to get their frog on. Money long. What the fuck? I say, God damn. Yeah. Like, I basically, like, what I was saying basically is like, it's ugly out here. Keep the dog on. Niggas be jumping the line, jumping out of pocket. I ain't on no stupid shit, but you know, you gotta watch your shit out here. Me, I'm trying to get some money and just live life and stay out of the way. So you know what I'm saying? Keep the dog on. Cause these niggas love to get their frog on, money long. What the fuck I say? God damn, I can't even remember. That shit was so long, and I just heard the shit. Damn.
Yeah, profit oscillation.
Yeah, profit oscillation. No 1901 containment. You know what I'm saying? Like, simple shit. Niggas chasing that money. Where they gonna end up? 1901. You on that stupid shit. Like, yeah.
As soon as I heard that 1901 line, I was like, yeah, you gotta be a DC dude to know that.
Yeah, so I just put that shit down like that, like, you know. And I explain it so, like you said, a real DC nigga gonna hear the shit. Damn, my hospital house. Okay, no 1901 containment. Clifton Terrace, baby. Georgia ass paid me. You know what I'm saying? God damn, they like, okay, he on some straight uptown shit. And like I said, these the blocks I grew up on, like XO. Like we be talking about the shit like nigga 14th Street, Georgia Avenue, U Street, that shit is all Harlem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
Yeah, that shit is all Harlem. Like, you know, niggas know us. We been out here, we gonna be out shit. Not even to be cocky, because we for the people. We ain't even on like that foolery that other niggas be on. We out here for the people, with the people.
Yeah.
Niggas see what we doing and they like, yeah, keep doing that, because they trying to see where we could get to, because we gonna bring better to the people around us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not. It's like the way y'all bring y'all flavor. It just, to me, is like the perfect blend of street hop and black consciousness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like the perfect blend of bringing that militant, you know, that the part of DC culture that's activist oriented. You know what I mean? And then blending it in a way that it's kind of like, perfect way I could think of it is Spike Lee's "Do the Right Thing" meets dang, I just had the movie in my mind. Spike Lee's "Do the Right Thing," I would say meets Dead Presidents.
Yeah.
That in my mind, visually and sonically, that's what Bumpy X is to me. Spike Lee's "Do the Right Thing" blended with a little bit of Dead Presidents, because you know Dead Presidents had such a very cinematic feel to it around the social woes of black culture, blacks coming back from war. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And what it was like during that time for a black man or a black woman post, during and post war era. You know, which interestingly enough correlates with some of the things that was going on here culturally and historically in DC culture, you know, during the 50s, 60s, and 70s and that whole era. But then, like, the Spike Lee "Do the Right Thing," because you know Spike Lee always, no matter how many different twists and turns his movies have, it's always some type of message. You know what I'm saying? Especially like when he do that thing where he make the camera look like the person floating while they standing still and they thinking
Right.
about everything that just happened. That's like the Bumpy X album. They got you, why they having you groove and why they having you riding through, you know what I'm saying? At the same token, you thinking about everything that was said, like, hey, painted picture, for real. So, X, talk to us about your verse, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, give us a breakdown on you know how you put that together, man, and what you speaking on with it.
Wrote the joint on the spot. Yeah, went in there, laid it down with the homie Judah. You know what I'm saying? It was a good vibe, man. Just kept it city. You know what I'm saying? And you know, kept the flow different.
Speaking of, going back to what I was saying about your pops, you know, being a drummer, and about your parents, you know, being musicians, and about, you know, also the influence of DC culture, you know, that cadence, like, over the beat, like,
Yeah.
I wasn't even expecting you to come like that. Like, I knew it was gonna be fire, whatever it was. But when he was like, it said, boom, dun, 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 dun. Off Bucks, I heard Timbales. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
in my head the whole time, 574 with the eyebrows closed. All I can hear is the Timbales in my head with the cadence. I'm like, whoa, that's sick that he even thought to do that on the beat, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what rhythmically, what was going on? Were you thinking that type of thing in your head when you said the cadence as you was writing it, or it was just that just how it came out, and then you kind of you ever like listen back to something? It's almost like you watch sitting down in front of a show watching yourself because you like with some popcorn and you like, dang, did I just do that? Like, what is that? What it was like for you, or like was that intentional?
It was like it was both. It was like it came to me, and then after it came to me by accident, then the rest of the flow was intentional. I'm like, I'm gonna keep riding with this the whole rest of the way.
Yeah, that's the power of the Most High just speaking through you and your gifts, man.
Definitely.
So like, he said one of the lines that stuck out to me. He said, "When Biggie became a ghost, I applied my ghost." I was like,
No,
"Whoa!"
when Biggie became a ghost, I applied my force.
Yeah,
But I said it in a different way.
yeah. I applied. No, yeah. When
I applied my force.
I applied my force. Yeah, now that's a word flip. I love it. Yeah.
When Biggie
So,
became a ghost, I applied my force. Yeah.
so break like that line and the line after that. Break us down to us real quick.
What I say after that?
Biggie became a ghost. I applied my force. Some I forget the line in between, but something about comatose. And then you went in and talking about why am I on Instagram on the block when I posting when I still got goals. Like I was like, what?
That's what caught me. That's what caught me.
Yeah. Why do I still post on the block with Instagrams? Like I ain't got goals. When I said that to myself, it was time to go. Oh bullshit.
So, yeah, talk to us about what that meant. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying, without having to say too much out here, because I already know where that was coming from. But
Just playing on words and throwing good energy out there. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Playing on good words and throwing good energy out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. That's what's up, man.
That's
Powerful. What about the line when you said y'all two froze? Like what like speak to us about what that was about.
With them hostile folks, nigga, y'all two froze. It's like almost like what the fuck is going on now. Like niggas get mad at the screen, yelling that shot. Niggas get mad at the screen, yelling that fucking LeBron James and shit. When them hostile folks, nigga, y'all two froze. Bitch ass niggas. You know
So basically, like just they doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Being extra. Back.
They froze.
Yeah.
They ain't enough. They froze.
They ain't doing nothing at all. They you know what I'm saying? So it's either one extreme or the other you getting, but in this one they ain't doing nothing at all. So basically they bamming out in the whole situation.
Yeah, it's like, why am I hostile for? Because nigga, y'all two froze. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas is too fucking stuck and fucking stupid, frozen stuff. They froze. Man. Like the nigga in that movie when he stuck his tongue against that pole and shit, and that shit was stuck.
Oh yeah, Dumb and Dumber. Oh yeah, it's a Christmas story. Yeah, you're right. All right, so real quick, let's hop in with the comments and see what we've been getting from the people. Then we gonna play something from Bumpy X's catalog. You know what I'm saying, and then we gonna ride out with y'all one time.
Yeah, we've been rolling with the convo for a minute, but let me roll back to one of these comments. We were talking about the whole, really just gentrification happening. Mira 09 said 809 said sell your home for cash. That's how they got 8th Street. It hurt to lose 8th Street. And then OG the Queen around that same conversation She said, "That's another get your hand out my pocket things. Don't try to take my credit." Hashtag identity theft. That was actually going back to what we were talking about in terms of the whole thing about how we do certain things in DC and other people try to really latch on to what we got going on here. And then Mira, she also said, on top of, she had a comment said, "You had to be there." She said, "That's the definition of trailblazers." And then she also said, this is a good comment. She said, "DC artists have the best showmanship because they grew up and going to the go-go. The dedication DC artists have is impeccable." And then in response to that, OG the Queen, who's actually from Chicago, but she lives in Madison, Wisconsin right now. She said, "I bet, gotta be cool to be from there and be there. Bet the tourists go wild as hell." You know what I'm saying? Let me see what else. I'm trying to see if there's any other comments. So here's another comment from Mira 809. She said, "It's like seeing real life in slow motion and real time at the same time. That's when you feel it." I'm guessing that was probably going back to when we were talking about the difference between like the live and hearing it through the speakers. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then let me see. When this was in the conversation, we were talking about lead talkers. This is who I was thinking about in terms of lead talkers. There's a lot of people that shout out the rapper from NEG. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? He's definitely one of my faves for sure.
Yeah, that's my man.
You know?
Yeah. Rapper's definitely a solid lead talker for sure.
Yeah, that's
yeah. Absolutely.
Seeing that's real MCing for real. They really controlling the party. Like MCing exists in Washington DC only. Don't nobody else do real MC shit no more like they used to back in the day. Control the parties up in the Bronx and all. Don't nobody do that shit but niggas in the go-go and shit. You know what I'm saying? And hosting the club don't even come close to how the MCs really control that shit. As far as big, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And rapper dudes, you know what I'm saying? Like them niggas got that shit, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was watching a joint. This had to be last year. It was like one of these like real loud joints from probably about 90, maybe 94. And it might have been the same joint that ended up basically being on Straight from the Basement. You know what I'm saying? I think that was the name of that joint. Like, I think that was the same joint that they did. They had the actual video basically recording the joint. It was just like the energy in there, man. Like, and his voice, he just got one of them voices that just stand out to me in terms of lead talkers. Like, I love pretty much darn near all the lead talkers and like the big go-go bands that we all know and love, but like it's something about his voice that just really pop out to me.
He got the high pitch joint, Big G got the low joint. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Like they're the two like best of each extreme. Yeah,
exactly. That's perfect. That's a perfect way to put it. Exactly.
Indeed. Yeah, man.
I used to be picking out that nigga outfits, man. The niggas used to be like, "Man, pick out an outfit for me, bro." I used to be in the DTM. Rapper dude coming to jump like you picking out every time I come in and pick out an outfit for me. I'm like, "I bet these shoes, this shirt, you wop this hat, done." And the nigga going to go and wear that shit that night. They used to pull up in the blue Benz with the man 26s on that jump. You know what I'm saying? Back in 2007 type shit. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah. Speaking of real quick plug, talk to us real fast before we jump in on playing some of this music, man. Fashion. Since you talking about putting clothes together, brother, go ahead and throw that, you know what I'm saying, brand out there real quick, man.
CultureOverCorporate.com. I got the sweatsuits popping out there, man. He got the shirt on right now. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all go, man. Check the website out, CultureOverCorporate.com. Everything y'all want on there is on there. You know what I'm saying? Yo, got the brand Go Olympics. That's like a whole nother umbrella brand underneath Culture Over Corporate, just making sure that people acknowledge the culture without a person even having to say nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Basically, you are walking historical context of everything that has been said and done.
Like everybody is that wears it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when somebody asks, "What is
And you
that?
know,
What's Go-Go Olympics?" You know what I'm saying? They gonna see the best bands up there. You know what I'm saying? What you about to say?
yeah. Well, I was gonna say to the. I'm glad that you brought up the Go-Go Olympics stamp or imprint of the
Yeah,
brand, because what I like about it is it goes to the point that you mentioned earlier about how go-go is the least corporate black art form that we
yeah,
have. You know what I'm saying? Because it hasn't been infiltrated, it hasn't been compromised. And so it only makes sense that you have the Go-Go Olympics under culture over corporate, because it really makes a statement, even more
yeah.
of a statement, that this is our culture. And this is something that hasn't been watered down, and it can't be watered down, to your point. You know what I'm saying? Because it is way too grassroots, it's way too close to the ground in order for it to be, you know what I'm saying, pissed
Just
off and all of that.
and go through the process where it's distributed to the masses. And now you got people in LA with go-go bands, and China and go-go bands, and offending true Washingtonians. We don't want that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And to go with New Yorkers went through with these niggas down south making hip hop, and niggas on the West Coast making hip hop. Nigga, that shit ain't hip hop. That shit don't sound right and woogie wop. Nah, we not even about to go through that. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's a beautiful thing came from that, and that could happen again. But if that happen again, we gonna be the ones in control over all the distribution platforms around it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like making impact and shifting a culture without actually having to be a slave to the corporation.
Yeah, real.
You know, that definitely that's the power of it, man. So again, to all your artists, DCD artists out there, do live band covers of your own music
Mm-hmm.
while selling merch of your fashion, while being in partnership with the club owners and the promoters and the people as the person putting on the show, and you and your folks partnering together, going in together, putting bread in together. You see, like you have four people. If we all put in $100, that's $400 to go up towards whatever we trying to build, and so on and so forth. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? It's the power of the black enterprise and the black business and the unity and being, you know, children of the Most High who have been given a gift and a voice and a culture that has shifted things around the world. The best way for us to build and expand on that is to take ownership of what we created.
That's right.
You know, so um, having said that, Snipe, you got anything? Snipe been in the cut chilling for a little bit. He ain't said too much. You got anything you want to chime in on, brother, or anything you want to share with the people about, what you doing with your brand, or anything you throwing out there? I know y'all got Bumpy X as a whole, you know what I'm saying, and what y'all doing, but then you and X both have different things y'all break down as a part of the connection.
I mean, Bumpy X all day. That's what we promoting. You know what I'm saying? Separate from that, I don't got much merch. I sell a tape. I got one right here. Oh yeah, I got both of them. I sell a motherfucking tape. Muscle Car Pussy. Gorilla tape. You know what I'm saying? Actual cassette joint. Got the
My
yellow
man
tape.
gave us the,
Yeah,
the, the vintage jump. Yes.
yeah, take you
Yes,
back one
sir.
time. You feel me? Yeah, motherfucking. But Bumpy X, man. We got shows. Come catch us live whenever you see us. We be posting our shit on our Instagram. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of shit in the making. We keeping the wheel in motion.
Yeah, man. Well, speaking of, for my folks out of town that's gonna be in Philly, we gotta actually. I'm matter of fact, me and y'all and Jay Mills, a couple other folks are going up together. But talk to them about what's popping. Where's that Philly show gonna be at for the folks that's gonna actually be present in Philly? Because we do have listeners and watchers from out of town.
Just hit my Instagram page. It's gonna be in West Philly. I don't know the exact address and venue, but it's gonna be in West Philly. It's on fly on my Instagram page. It's on all the info on there.
All right, bet.
Hell yeah, it's gonna be on mine tomorrow, later tonight or something.
Yeah.
For my folks who want to know where to get all your Bumpy X merch and or musical needs, tell them where they can grab that at.
On all platforms to get the album: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal. You know what I'm saying? We on iTunes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, got videos out. Videos on Vivo,
Yep.
YouTube, Apple Music. Check them out too.
That's a bet. All right, so your boy Ray Gideon Peoplez in the building. AJ Throwback in the building. You know what I'm saying? Thank you again to our special guest Bumpy X in the building one time. You know what I'm saying? Glad to have y'all brothers. Very special near and dear to my heart. Keep it clear, you know? So
Appreciate y'all, man.
yeah, man.
Appreciate y'all having us, man.
Yeah, so real quick on
Thank you for repping always the culture over corporate brand. Appreciate you, bro.
Yes,
Absolutely.
indeed. Yes, indeed.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed.
You know,
So-
I gotta represent, brother.
Yeah. So real quick, man, DJ AJ Throwback. Give him one time. What joint you about to play for him, man? You gonna surprise us, or we gonna give him the title one time?
We're gonna play that 14th in Georgia, you know what I'm saying? I know they got the video popping right now, so you know what I'm saying, let's it's all about plugging. You know, they hear the song, they go see the video, and then they go see that video, they go see the Bumpy X joint, you know what I'm saying? Roll that one back one time.
Yeah.
But we gonna hit them with that 14th in Georgia real quick.
Yeah.
Return to Black Broadway podcast. Bumpy X feature special guest 14th in Georgia.
Trap Morris, nigga. Get you some money, low ass nigga. On a hoe? Hey. Lack of opportunity will lead to these decisions. All my niggas trying to shake a new conviction. Fuck about elections, who contesting it, who winning. Building up my village, aggression with precision. Money stack concealing, fool, my pockets never infinite. Suits investigate and save a day for my enlistment. 8 fulfilled wishes, plus the shorten my extension. No exemption if you part of the intention. No exception, every day they make attendance. They dependent, so I dish it like assistance for redemption. Ain't no running down, I stay a apparition. All it take is for your name to get mentioned. We praise niggas with beamers, peepers, and Benzes. Accept the reality, this life could land you in prison. Calculate the risk, jump, porch, and pitch it. Break down and sift it, bag it up and deliver it. They inconsistent, that's why they pockets be on some engine shit. Deaf is definite, give a fuck about our discrepancies. Cater to my clients, stay protected with my weaponry. Life short, these jobs don't pay, I chose felonies. Kinetic energy, weed and ecstasy, bills like Bellamy. Lot of hoes like a Billy D, call collection astonishing. Systematically displacing me and my niggas constantly. Honorably, I'm honestly unmatchable, anonymous. Niggas rev a challenge instead of choosing camaraderie. Your lady choose me constantly, that's amateur pornography. These rappers ain't gangster, they story really a mockery. Far from fuckery, don't even say what's up to me. If you fuck with me, act like you fucking stuck with me. Niggas fraudulent, never needed they company. Sucker free, make my money reluctantly. On a hoe.
Y'all gon' remember me. Did dirt in the P. Y'all fake finicky. Won't see the end of me. We ain't playing games. Why the fuck you want scrimmage me? Bumpy X and AB. This the real nigga team. AK with the beam. Shooting through Confederate flags. Smart, I had a drink. Show the world my savagery. Holding you like cavities or gum. Butt your ass in the mouth. Speaking with shadow TV. Smoking shadowy. Shooting revolvers rapidly. Fresh out of surgery. Brand new urgency. Hermes over the hernia. I'm stronger and sturdier. My homie so humble, you can't tell he a murderer. Heard they got a word for us. Selling niggas vote, we would rather sell coke with to make the same decisions if we wasn't poor broke. Got my feet wet, selling niggas drywall, so kept getting evicted, couldn't take it no more. I'm on my way driving past as I was lusting at the store. No bread, nigga, had to write my raps on the floor. No bodies yet, handful. Gotta thank the Lord. I am I'm a killer, but don't push me. The heart of a political prisoner, Matulu, Mumi, a Tuki. To a vet from a rookie. Let me show you how far it took me. Hey, talk on. I started off at Cap City before we was a rap city. Before no cap, now we a Cap City. DMV, that ain't DC. Actually, factually, naturally, the top spot, that's for we. Nigga, you sound like them, that's kissing ass to me. They half street. Not Southwest, but half street. The other half sweet. Won't turn the other damn cheek. On MLK like Unifest, but this crowd won't back me.